Hi everyone, this is a test to compare several stability devices for detail shots. What I mean by that is close-up shots that have a very slow controlled movement. I know a lot of you want to see these stabilizers moving fast, and I already have videos showing that. You'll find links to those videos in the description below. I wanted to make this test as difficult as possible for me, so I used a 55mm lens. I placed the items at an awkward low angle, and it was all done when I was really tired too. And of course the camera's image stabilization was turned off during these tests. The first test was handheld, and as you would expect, it's not great at all. I don't film anything like this. The second test was done handheld with the viewfinder up to my eye. It's a nice improvement, but it's far from perfect. I would use this if I have nothing else. It can be okay with a stabilized lens or sensor, but I wouldn't try to walk during a shot while using this. The third test is the GorillaPod Focus, which is the most comfortable and stable shoulder egg I've used for small cameras. This is a stabilizer that gives you amazing versatility and a setup time well under 5 seconds. You have superb control over the focus, zoom, viewfinder and buttons, but this is only good for walking if you move very slowly and use a super wide angle lens. It can work well with longer lenses if they are stabilized, but not for walking. It's by far my most used camera support for any work that needs to be done quickly or when featherweight portability is needed. This fourth example is a Glidecam HD1000, which has the smoothest and most accurate mechanical gimbal I know of. It's also compact, and with practice it's unbelievably fast to balance. I can usually balance it in well under 30 seconds from the moment I open my bag. It can give superb results when balanced well and after a lot of practice, but it's still limited in some ways. Using long lenses can be very stable, but aiming those long lenses is far more difficult. I find this great up to a 35mm lens on a full-frame sensor if you want to be able to aim it well. It also has a very natural looking motion. It's not really good for non-moving shots, and it's very hard to use while running, but it's superb for super smooth, slow and fast walking shots. The fifth example is a Varavon Glidecam Lite. It's incredibly stable and easy to use, even for fast running, strange angles, and other difficult shots that would be hard or impossible to do with other forms of stabilization. Despite what the name might suggest, it is a little heavy and can take a good few minutes to set up. It also has a little bit of lag from the moment you move the handles to the moment the motors follow you, and when they do, the motion is a bit too fast, which doesn't look natural. It's the first budget gimbal I've used that was able to aim all the way downwards and still remain perfectly stable. This video was all shot in follow mode. The Glidecam Lite came with a tiny wireless joystick controller which can be attached to the handles. That's the little thing you see on the top left of the table in this video. But once again, the aiming motion from this is too fast. These issues with unnaturally fast motion could be fixed in software. Have a look for updates in the description below. The last example here is shot with the same camera and lens, but due to time restrictions I had to use footage from another shoot. This is by far the best setup for detail shots, but it's also the largest and can't be used at all for run and gun type work or walking around. It's a combination of an exceptionally good slider, fluid head, and tripod. I've seen much worse quality motion on many high-budget TV shows. However, it can't move as far as the large cranes, tracks, and robot arms they use in Hollywood. With a slider like this, you're usually limited to between 60 and 150 centimeters. If you want to see the rest of this tutorial and the full video that I made, then you'll find links to that down below. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. I'll have links to all the stuff I talked about here in the links down below, and videos to more footage and reviews about the items I spoke about here. And for those of you wondering about this big battery in the middle of the table, I'll have more information in the description below. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Visit my channel for lots more awesome filmmaking and photography videos, like lighting techniques, DIY projects, behind the scenes tutorials, cameras, lenses, adapters, shoulder rigs, stabilizers, flashes, LEDs, microphones, bags, straps, studio backgrounds, tripods, float heads, sliders, multi-tools, and lots more cool stuff!